everyone, my name is Stephanie Merson and I'm a 6th grade teacher in the Central Bucks School District. I originally graduated from Millersville with my bachelor's in elementary education in 2010, so I'm excited to be back at the master's level. Here's a picture of my family. My husband Dave, who I met at Millersville, who I've been married to for about 6 years, my daughter Amelia, who was 4 years old, and my daughter Scarlett, who was 2 years old, and then here's a really cute picture of them from last Halloween. So as I began to think about myself as an online learner, I realized my first experience with being an online student was when I got my ESL certificate through Temple University. This was a completely synchronous program, so I was logging in every single night to different classes, to live teaching, doing breakout small groups where we had discussions, presenting to small groups and presenting to the whole class. So it was a really fun experience for my first online learning opportunity. And then the second online learning experience I had was through Millersville's STEM program and classes like this. And so obviously it's very different because it's asynchronous, so I'm not logging into any live classes, so it's a lot more flexible with my time and I can kind of move a little bit at my own pace. It's been really cool to be a part of both of those and kind of to compare and contrast what works best for me as a learner. When it comes to online teaching, I started 2 months ago, like most of you probably have. In the beginning, we were just doing a review for the first, 2 weeks. We just reviewed content that we had just learned, and then after those 2 weeks, we really dove into new content. So over the last 2 months, I've gotten a lot better with my patience and my flexibility when it comes to technology and just really being patient with my students when it comes to that stuff. They're in 6th grade, and although they know a lot of technology, they don't understand a lot of the things, even though we use them in class. And so really being patient and understanding when they're having issues, and then just being flexible, especially in the beginning. We have office hours, so I'm logged in 2 times 30 minutes every single day, Monday through Thursday. And so in the beginning, I had to be a lot more flexible with my office hours because my students were having a lot of issues figuring out this whole new way of learning. And so another area that I've really developed is having clear expectations and support. In the beginning, my expectations were very lengthy and very wordy, and so I've really figured out how to make my expectations and my directions really concise. And so figuring out how to best explain to my students how you're going to hand things in, what is the level of work that I expect, and things like that. And then I've also realized I've been giving a lot more feedback, written feedback, and very specific feedback on my students' work in the online format, which I think is a really positive outcome of this. And then another skill that I've really developed is my organization. In the beginning, my online class was a mess. I mean, things were everywhere. I was trying to use a million different apps, Flipgrid, Padlet, Seesaw, Teams, email, video chats. It was just way too much. And so what I found was that the simpler, the better. And so only using 2 different formats was what is working best for my students. So right now I'm only using Seesaw and Teams. And so I've really been figuring out how to helping keep my students organized using Teams, but then also keeping myself organized as a teacher, figuring out how I'm going to make sure I keep track of missed work and late work and all of those things. Skills and areas that I need to develop are dedication, motivation, and passion. And I think these all kind of go into one. My motivation and my passion and my dedication is my students, and when I see their faces and when I hear them laughing and when they walk in the room and I can tell in the first 3 seconds that they're having a bad day, and I'm able to pull them aside and have lunch with them that day and just chat and try to make them feel better and understand what they're going through. That's my passion, not necessarily my content. And so I'm missing that in the online format. I'm trying to recreate that in virtual morning meetings and virtual chats, and it just isn't the same. And so I'm happy that I think this would be a lot harder if I just went into online teaching and didn't have these students face-to-face prior, because I've already built those relationships and connections. I think would be harder as a teacher to go in without having that face-to-face interaction before. So a lot of these qualities are very similar when it comes to online and face-to-face learning. So for dedication and motivation, the similarities are that both care about kids and they're motivated to help kids learn. And the differences is that when you're an online educator, you might be a little bit more motivated by the content and being excited about teaching the content. And then face-to-face, it may be seeing the students, the light bulbs go off, and seeing the students and hearing them laugh and those kinds of things. When it comes to organization, the similarities are that online teacher and face-to-face teacher have to do all of those really fun housekeeping tasks that we all love. things like taking attendance, making sure students are handing in their work on time, and they're giving you good quality of work. And then for organization, something that's different is that I've found that online teachers need to do a lot more pre-planning with their assignments and lessons. And so making sure that you have all videos recorded, making sure that you have everything set up and that it's going to be scheduled to show up to the kids on time, because when there's one small thing that's wrong or you missed, you're getting 30 emails, at 8 o'clock in the morning or whenever the assignment is pushed out, as opposed to being face-to-face. When you miss something or you mess something up, it's a lot easier to gauge the student's face and then to quickly fix it. When it comes to flexibility, both online and face-to-face teachers are going to have to change their plans based off of student needs. So that's definitely a similarity. But one of the differences is that online teachers are going to have to be a lot more flexible with their time. Students aren't going to do their math work at 9 o'clock in the morning all at the same time. So online teachers are going to have to be more flexible with their time, and then because the students are able to be more flexible. So when it comes to patience, both online and face-to-face teachers are going to react to their students and adjust the content based off of their students and the data that they're receiving. And so being patient when it comes to having to change gears. And something that is different is that when you're a face-to-face teacher, you're having to be a lot more patient when it comes to student behaviors and kind of that emotional well-being of the student. And then in the online format, you're having to be a little bit more patient with like technology issues and student work, handing it in on time and all of those things. So when it comes to passion, I think both online and in face-to-face relationships with the students, between the student and the teacher, matter. It helps the student be more engaged and more motivated. So I think the biggest difference is that online teaching, it's a lot harder to connect and to build that relationship. It's not impossible, but it's a lot harder, and you have to work, especially in the beginning of the class, to really foster those relationships. Then when it comes to clear expectations and support, both teachers have to provide feedback and to provide clear expectations, at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the class. But the difference is that I think online, it's actually easier to hold students accountable. I'm thinking about face-to-face learning, classroom discussions. You may have a few students who are sitting back or one student who's sitting back and not really participating in the class discussion, and that may get missed in the face-to-face classroom. But in the online format, as a teacher, you can go back and see, did this student, were they a part of our classroom discussion? You can go back and really see that. And so then as I was watching the video, these three roles really stood out to me. So both online teachers and face-to-face teachers have to facilitate multiple small groups at the same time, which is a challenge on both sides. So having to be with a group and teaching them, and then have other groups off doing different things and making sure that they are on task and focused. And so both groups need to do that. The other thing that both roles need to do is to be good and strong classroom managers. So it looks a lot different online. It made me laugh when the woman in the video said, "Oh, well, a kid says something inappropriate, you can just hit the mute button." Sometimes I wish I had that in my face-to-face classroom. So classroom management is happening. It's just happening very differently. In the face-to-face classroom, you're pulling a kid aside and having a conversation with them, or you may have lunch with them to build that relationship. Whereas in online teaching, it may look like an email or a video chat just to ask what's going on. So then the other role that came up was that of a motivator. And so in online teaching, motivating your student may look like sending an emoji or sending an email saying good job or leaving really positive feedback. And then with face-to-face teaching, it may be a thumbs up or a pat on the back or a high five. So it looks a little bit different. So for me, the biggest challenge over the last 2 months, and something that I know if I did this long term would be a big challenge, is the whole student issues section of that article. And so the first thing that stood out to me was that there was this whole section on some students fail and others just don't. Some students are really good with this and some students just aren't. And so that really went against my beliefs as a teacher, that it's my job to make sure that students don't fail. And so that would be something, it is something that's been really hard for me, just watching students fail and not being able to get in their faces and really help them get it and help them understand it and help them to not fail. The other thing was that whole aspect of really knowing your student and how hard that is as an online teacher. When I get to know my students at the beginning of the year, we build really strong relationships to the point where I can tell if they're having a bad day. I can tell if they need me to back away and let them be for a little bit. And so that, to me, if I didn't have the relationship built and I didn't have the face-to-face connections prior to online learning, would be a really big challenge for me as an online teacher. And then something that's been a big challenge for me over the last 2 months is finding this balance between making sure you're motivating your students more than you are nagging your students to get done their work and do their work. So I find sending all of these missed assignment emails, and I feel like I'm nagging my students to get their work done, and I really want my students to be motivated intrinsically to do their work, and so it kind of goes against my beliefs. And so those would be the issues and my biggest challenge as an online educator. All right, thank you so much for listening. Bye.